Again, we're in an open hip setting. I'm entering with the double kuuchi on neutral. So I double kuuchi, he steps that leg back, we have an open hip. What if he steps this leg back? Because it will be the most common. Because it's the lead leg, most of the time, the lead hook, he is already stepping that hook out by the time I get to this position. As he steps out, I pull myself in, wrist deep starting, and then an elbow deep finish, and we go. Because we already know that if we are in a closed hip setting, left versus left, that I'm going straight, I can go straight to the shin to shin. I can jump myself straight into shin to shin and begin my offensive opportunity. So let's review this one more time so that you really see that with no hands engaged right now, it's a very simple approach, or it can be a very simple approach to begin becoming very offensive in nature in the use of your shin to shin. Remember, we've already looked at the approach if he's offensive by stepping into the middle. We know that if he steps in the middle, I pummel. Okay? Or if he really crushes me, then I may need to really go back and then save myself with a shin to shin. We've already looked at those approaches with stepping into the middle. So now we're looking at I'm the aggressor. He's got his stance. First off is an open stance. This one is closed. I hook in. He doesn't step. I get my wrist deep and I go in and I begin attacking. Second scenario, he's neutral. I go in, I lock my grip, I look for a double kuuchi. Number one, I succeed. I sweep him. Number two, just to relate it, this foot steps back. And now again, it's an open setting. I go wrist deep, my foot goes into the middle. I then, again, establish my shin to shin on my left side, okay? The third neutral situation is I come in, I'm looking for double kuuchi. He steps this out. I just close the distance, and right away, I am now in my right side, shin to shin. Last scenario, he is in a closed hip, so his left lead is versus my left lead. I, again, just shoot my legs right in, and I go into my shin to shin. Again, very simple process, very simple lead in nature, but will require you to be good at shin to shin on both sides. Because I'm simply just adjusting to his stance based on what my stance is. That's what we can do. It does not require me to say, oh, I want only a left side shin to shin. So then I'm going to have to change my lead leg based on his lead leg. In my opinion, you can absolutely do that. That's no problem whatsoever. I just like to keep things simple and to develop a shin to shin on your right and a shin to shin on your left isn't so difficult because the system is very tight. There's the same attacks exist with gi and no gi. It's a very simple system. In my mind, it pays dividends to have shin to shin good on both sides, even if you have different attacks that you like on both sides. So for instance, maybe I don't like a right shin to shin leg attack, but I'm good with a right shin to shin spin into full X guard. So that's fine. I've got my right side taken care of. If I have one or two solid attacks from the right side, you're good. It's taken care of. And that's all you really need in there to have goods on both sides. So keep that in mind. It's a simple approach, very aggressive and very offensive in nature, and does not require me to simply wait for him to engage. Now, if he does present hands, you take those hands out of the way, and then you now can get right back in with the same sort of procedure. What leg is forward? Is it a closed hip? Is it a neutral hip? Or is it an open hip? And how can I get back to shin after I take the hands off with cross 2-on-1s or wrist ties or so forth and so on, et cetera, et cetera. So keep that in mind. All right, when we're dealing with a standing opponent, one thing that can happen is we can get a stiff arm, and this nuisance of a stiff arm. It's actually really how I like to enter when I'm dealing with a seated opponent. And one of the main reasons why I like to do that is to avoid a really cumbersome elbow deep shin to shin. So when Lance is on the feet, really what we're gonna, if he doesn't do anything with the hand post, we already looked at how we can start shooting in on legs. We looked at how we could use double kuuchis. We could look at how we could force one to step back and then go for a cross knee pick or same side and just get that chin to shin guard flying. But when there's a hand stiff arming you away and now we can't get in there, it's not a bad idea to learn how to take it off. When we take it off, really we're gonna just grab with two hands on the wrist. And what I'm looking to do is separate just a bit. So we're gonna have to get back out of the way just a bit. And then we're gonna change to a natural grip with my right hand so I can drag it and give myself access to the legs. And then remember,